Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're walking up to that immigration desk, and the officer looks up at you with that dead stare they all have. Your heart's pounding because you know one wrong word could ruin your entire trip. Well, let me tell you about Sarah, because what happened to her will make your blood run cold. Sarah walked up to immigration in London with everything perfect. Valid visa, return ticket, hotel booking, plenty of money in the bank. She was so confident she was already thinking about her first pint in a proper English pub. The officer asked her the usual question, "Why are you visiting the UK?" And Sarah, trying to be friendly and honest, said something that destroyed her trip in 4 words. "Visiting my boyfriend here." The officer's expression changed instantly. Sarah didn't know it, but she'd just triggered every red flag in their system. See, immigration officers are trained that romantic relationships are the #1 reason people overstay their visas. The moment you mention a boyfriend or girlfriend in the country you're visiting, you've basically told them you have emotional reasons to never leave. What happened next was brutal. The officer started asking questions. How long have you known him? How did you meet? Are you planning to get married? Have you lived together before? Sarah tried to explain it was just a casual relationship, but every answer made it worse. 3 hours later, she was on a plane back to New York with a 5-year ban from entering the UK, all because of 4 words. Now, here's what Sarah should have said instead. "I'm visiting friends. That's it. Even if your boyfriend proposed to you last week and you're planning a wedding, you're visiting friends." Because in the immigration officer's mind, friends are temporary, boyfriends are permanent. But that's just the beginning. There are phrases that will get you in trouble so fast your head will spin. And most people say them thinking they're being helpful. Take Mike from Australia. He was flying into Los Angeles for a 2-week vacation. Everything was perfect until the immigration officer asked about his finances. Mike, trying to be honest, said he was traveling on a budget and staying in hostels to save money. The officer's eyes lit up like Christmas morning. You know what happened next? Mike spent the night in an immigration detention center and got sent back to Sydney the next day. Why? Because the moment you mention not having much money, you've told them you might work illegally to support yourself. Immigration officers are trained that broke tourists become illegal workers. Mike had $3,000 in his bank account, but because he said he was trying to save money, they assumed he was desperate. The crazy part is, Mike could have avoided this entire nightmare with one simple change. Instead of saying he was traveling on a budget, he should have said he was staying in hostels to meet other travelers. Same accommodation, completely different story. One makes you sound broke, the other makes you sound social. But here's where it gets really twisted. Sometimes the most innocent comments will destroy you. Now let me tell you about Jennifer's nightmare in Canada, because this mistake could happen to anyone. But first, if this is saving you from immigration hell, hit that like button and subscribe for more insider travel secrets. Trust me, Jennifer's story will make you never mention your job status to an officer again. Jennifer was flying to Toronto for a week-long vacation. The officer asked what she did for work, and Jennifer said she was between jobs right now and taking some time to travel. Seems reasonable, right? Wrong. The officer immediately started digging deeper. When did you leave your last job? What kind of work are you looking for? How are you supporting yourself? Jennifer tried to explain she had savings, but it was too late. In the officer's mind, unemployed people are desperate people, and desperate people do desperate things like work illegally in foreign countries. Jennifer missed her vacation and got a 2-year ban from Canada, all because she was honest about being unemployed. Here's what she should have said. "I'm on sabbatical from my marketing job," or "I'm taking vacation time between projects." Anything that sounds temporary and planned, not desperate and uncertain. The truth is, immigration officers make their decision about you in the first 30 seconds. They're not trying to be mean, they're just doing their job. And their job is to keep out people who might overstay, work illegally, or become a problem for their country. So they're looking for 3 things. First, will you leave when you're supposed to? Second, can you support yourself without working? And third, are you telling the truth about why you're there? Every single thing you say gets filtered through those 3 questions. That's why certain phrases are like poison to immigration officers. Never say you're just visiting anything. The word "just" makes you sound uncertain about your own plans. Never mention being flexible with your travel dates. Flexibility sounds like you don't have strong reasons to go home. Never joke about finding work or meeting someone to marry. They don't have a sense of humor about immigration law. And for the love of God, never say you don't know something when they ask you a question. If you don't know your hotel's exact address, you look unprepared. If you don't know your departure date, you look suspicious. If you don't know why you chose their country to visit, you look like you're lying. The immigration officer's job is to find reasons to say no. Don't give them any ammunition. I learned this the hard way when I got pulled into secondary screening in Dubai. I thought I was being friendly and conversational. Big mistake. Every extra word I said gave them more reasons to be suspicious. I was in that little room for 4 hours while they went through every detail of my life. The experienced travelers, the ones who breeze through immigration like they own the place, they know the secret. Answer the question they asked. Nothing more, nothing less. Be polite, be confident, and shut up. Your goal isn't to make friends with the immigration officer. Your goal is to be so boring and predictable that they stamp your passport and move on to the next person. Because at the end of the day, immigration is a game, and the only way to win is to not play. Give them exactly what they expect from a normal tourist, and you'll be sipping that drink by the pool while other people are explaining their life story in a detention room. Trust me, you don't want to be the person with the interesting immigration story. And speaking of travel nightmares, if you think immigration is stressful, wait until you see what's happening with carry-on rules in 2026. Click this video right here to find out why your trusted suitcase might get you stuck at TSA, and I'll show you exactly how to avoid those expensive surprises.